Good morning everyone. So today I'm back with another video on MySQL practical sessions. Now today we are on practical session number 3. Till now in our first session we learned about different types of utility commands. After that in our second session we learned about create command, which is a DDL command, and integrity constraints, in which we were having 5 integrity constraints that we applied on create command. Now in our today's class we are going to study about further DDL commands, which are alter, drop, truncate and rename, and we are going to understand them and learn about them one by one. So our first command is alter command. As the name suggests, making a changes, or you can say that to change in the structure of the table, to add a column, to remove a column. So making the modifications in the structure of the database schema, or you can say the structure of the table, then we use alter command. So the first use of alter command is to add a column. If we forgot to add a column in our table, then we can add a column. We can redefine a column. We can change the size that we are using, or you can say the memory allocation. We can change the data type of a column, its default value, its name and its order, whether that come at the first, second, third or last. We can add an integrity constraint, and we all know that integrity constraints are basically the rules, or you can say the conditions to check over a column name for maintaining the data integrity in a table. Next, we can drop a column. If we want to remove a column, we can use alter command for it. Alter command is providing this much of features. Then there is a need of additional words which can be used in alter command. So first one, for adding a column we are having add word. Okay, for adding a column we are having add word in our alter command. Let's see what is the syntax and how we run the command. So here I am having a syntax of alter command, that is we need to write alter, which is a fixed one, then we need to write table, after that table name, then add word. As we are adding a column, so I need to write add, then column name, which column I want to add, its data type, its size and constraint name. Why I'm putting size in optional or the square brackets, because it's an optional one. Why we are saying it's an optional one, so you can see over here the commands. I'm adding a date column to my table employee. So you can see over here, firstly I'm writing alter, then table. As we are making changes in the table structure, then we are having table name employee, which is my table name, and I'm adding a column add, and my column name is hire date. So you can say for the date format, we are just having the by default format, that is YYYYMMDD. First we need to enter the year, then month and then date. So by default it is having same syntax, that's why we just need to write date. And then we are adding semicolon. Same case I'm adding one another column to my table employee, that is and date. Here the column name is and data type is date. So in this order, by using the add word, we can add another column, a new column to our table. That it is alter command. Over here, in the structure of my table employee, before adding the new columns, we are having 6 columns that were employee ID, employee name, mail ID, location, salary and increment. Now after adding 2 more columns, we are having hire date and end date. After this, we are having now another word, that is redefining a column. Why I am saying redefining a column? For suppose I am having a column already in my table. Now if I want to change the data type of that column, size of that column, order of that column, or want to add an integrity constraint to it, then I use the word modify within alter command. So here's the syntax. You can see over here, first we need to write same like before, alter table name. Instead of add, now we need to write modify, as we are redefining a column, so we need to write modify. Now which column we want to modify, so we have to write that column's name, its data type. If we want to change the data type, you have to apply the new data type, and if you don't want to change, you can keep the same data type also. After that, its size. Then this is for the order. Whether you want it at the first place, you can write simply first. If you want it after any column, you can write after and then column name. Or if you want to use in last, then you can use the last column name and you can use it after. Okay, so here is redefining a column. Now we are having MySQL command like this: alter table, my table name employee. Now I'm modify. Which thing I'm modifying? I'm modifying my salary. Okay, my column name salary. Before that, you can see over here in salary, here is our column name salary, and we are having data type as decimal. We are having data type as decimal. Now you can see over here what I'm doing. I'm just changing my data type and its size at the same time. So instead of decimal, I'm using double over here, and now I'm changing the size 10,3. As we all know that different types of data types we learned in my SQL elements video. So here I'm using double and 3, 10,3. Now you can see the changes over here. Here in salary column, now we are having data type as double and its size is 10,3. But what if we want to change the name of a column? Then we are having a word that is change. In alter command, we are going to add the word change. Instead of add and modify, we will use change. So here's the syntax. Same as before, we need to write alter table, then table name. After that, you need to write change because we need to enter a new column name for a previous one. So we need to write change. After that, we need to write the old column name, then new column name, its data type and size. It's compulsory that you need to give the data type and size of that column. If we are not giving it, then it is not fruitful for us. It will give us error. So you can see over here on alter table employee, that is my table name. After that, change, because I want to change the name of my old column, that is INCR, to increment, and its data type I want is decimal 7,2, which is its size. So INCR is the old name and increment is the new name and decimal is its new data type. So you can see what the changes over here. Now in increment, before it that was an integer format, now it's a decimal format. So I think it's clear to you how we are able to change the name and its data type simultaneously. See, if we only want to change the data type, then we will use modify. But if we want to change the name of the column and its data type both at the same time, then we will use change. Our next word is drop. If we want to remove a column from our table structure, then what we are going to do, we are going to use drop. It's a board over here. Okay, and the syntax is alter table just like before. After that, our table name. Okay, and then drop whichever what we want to remove. That's a drop and my column name. So you can see over here alter table, my table name employee, and I use the word drop. After that, my column name, and we have no need to give any data type over here because we are just removing it. We are not modifying it, so we only need to enter our column name. So after running this, we can see over here in the structure of our table employee, now I am not having any and column over here, which was before. Okay, so till now we learned about alter command, in which we are having 4 different words. That one is add, which is used to add a column to the table, or you can say that a structure. Then we are having modify, which is used to redefine a column. You can say that add a constraint to change the data type, to add an order to it, on different things. It's now next one is change. In change, we are going to change the name of the column from old one to new one with its data type. Okay, next we are having drop, which is used to remove a column from a table schema. So these are the changes which we are making on the structure of the table. Moving on towards our next command, which is drop. Previously, we learned about the drop word that is used to drop a column, to remove a column. Now we are going to use drop for dropping a table or for dropping a database. So basically, this is a drop command. That was an additional word which we are using in alter command. Now we are having a command with drop, which is used to remove the databases from the system, for removing a table from the database with its structure. Why I'm saying like this, that it is used to remove a table from database with its structure? Let's see. So here I have created a new table, course, which is having column names like course ID, course name, instructor, lectures, and room number. If we see the description, or you can say structure of the table, then this is our structure of table. Now before using the drop command, we are going to use show tables. Okay, why we are using show tables? Just to display how many tables we are having in our database which we were using. So you can see over here we are having 3 tables: course, employee, and product. Now my drop command. So for this, if I want to drop a database, then I need to write drop, which is a fixed one starting with the command. Then if I want to drop a database, I'm going to use database. If I want to drop a table, I'm going to write table. After that, my database name and my table name. So it's very simple, that if you want to drop a database, just write drop database, database name, drop table, table name. So here I'm using table. For table, I'm using this command, drop table. I want to drop my table course. Okay, I want to drop my table course. So after running this, you can see over here result is query okay, 0 rows affected. Now if I again use a command show table, so you can see over here now I'm having only 2 tables in my database, that is Amazon. Before that it was 3, and now the course one is dropped. That means this table is removed from my database with its structure. Now what about the structure? That means complete structure of this table is dropped. We are not having any other table with the name course now. This table is completely dropped, completely removed from the memory with its schema. Okay. Now moving on towards our next command, which is rename. This is basically used to change the name of a table or to change a database name. When we want to change the name of column, we learned that we need alter command and then change keyword. After that, in rename, we can use directly rename command to change the name of table and database name. So for this, we are having a syntax like, first you need to write rename just like drop. Then you have, if you want to rename a database, you have to write database, and if you want to rename a table, you need to write table. After that, old name, then you have to write 2. Keep this thing on your mind, you have to write 2 over here. Okay, and then new name. So I'm running this command for table. So you can see over here, firstly I need to write rename, then table, because I want to rename a table. I want to rename my table employee into EMP. My new name should be EMP. This one is my old name and EMP is my new name. So you can see over here in my result, now if I show the tables, so my result is this, that I'm getting to know about EMP. Okay, my table name is changed to EMP by using the rename command. Entered a single row in EMP. So you can see over here when we are using select command to display the data in EMP. So you can see over here I'm having 1 record in EMP. Why I'm using this? Because this is used. This we are going to use in our next command, that is truncate. So that means I'm having some data in my table EMP. Now let's move on towards our next command, truncate. What does truncate do? Truncate basically keep the table structure and remove everything else. That means it removes the complete data from that table and keep the table structure only within the database. Okay. Now, as I told you earlier that I entered a single record in my table EMP. Now, what happened if I applied truncate command? So, syntax is over here. Firstly, you need to write truncate. Then you need to write table. As we are applying truncate on the table only, so truncate table and its table name. So, you can see over here, I have written truncate table EMP. My table name was EMP. Now, the query is okay. What differences we are going to see over here? So you can see if I am again writing select start from EMP, then I am having empty set. That means my table employee EMP is existing, still in database. It is existing with its structure, with its schema. But we are not having any data in our table. Okay, if we want to remove completely with the structure, then we are going to use a drop command that we have learned earlier. But what if we only want to remove the data, we do not want to remove the structure completely, then we are having the command that is truncate command. Okay, so in our today's class we learned about different types of commands, DDL commands. First one was alter, then we used drop after I rename, and truncate. So my older commands are over in this lecture. From tomorrow's lecture, or from next lecture, we are going to work on DML commands. So thank you, children.